Shalom. Shalom. Ahab wa baraka. In other words, peace, love, and blessings. First and foremost, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Shah Bahashim Kwakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers that are bringing out this 100% truth in these end times. Now, let's just go ahead and get right into it. This is part 3 of the great travail before our deliverance. I wanted to get a change of scene since they still haven't delivered my car parts yet. I'm still sitting here at home. So we'll just have to make the best of it. So we were in the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 13, and I wanted to go back and start back at verse 32. And like I said, our deliverance will be in an instant. And our nation will be reclaimed also in that same instant. Everybody will know that the nation of who the real nation of Israel is. Not who the nation of Israel is, but who the real nation of Israel is. Because they've already lied. Now they've fulfilled their lie to the point where everybody knows they're lying, but I'm just watching a video right now. It's like, the prophecy says that nations are all gonna go and ban against Israel. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. They're literally going by the country with the Jewish people, so okay, whatever. We're gonna get back into our deliverance though. So we're gonna start, like I said, I wanted to go back and we wanted to start at, we'll get back into it. Let's just start at 32 and get back into the context, and then we're gonna break it down as we go. And the time, and okay. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and these signs shall happen which I have shewed thee by before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. So declared, everybody's gonna be understanding that he is truly the king, the one that they've prophesied all the way back in Genesis. And his eyes shall be red with wine. So let's keep going. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. And what's right? And this is happening right now. People are rioting. People are going against the government. You've got certain groups. This group going against that group. You got the militia going against the Antifa. You've got the rainbows going against regular people. You got governments going against the parents to raise their children the way they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's against everybody right now. It depends on what group you're with. I'm with the prophets. So we're against all of you. We're only for this book. Our only desire is to fulfill these prophecies. The only real joy we get is when we see a prophecy fulfilled, or we see a chariot in the sky. There is no joy in this place. And don't think that I do this, I teach cheerfully, faithfully. It makes me sad inside when I break down these scriptures and I know that this is our people. And I know that we're the ones that are the most destroyed. When I turn on the TV and I see our people on top of a fast food building that belongs to a corporation that is stealing from us and poisoning us, and they're considering it their freedom to stand on top of it and dance because they're so happy about. That's the thing. I can't figure out what they're happy about. We're not free, and we're still being oppressed. We're still being choked out in the streets, for being killed with people by their bare hands with no repercussion. A woman shoots an elderly Caucasian woman, shoots an Israelite through her door after the elderly Caucasian woman was yelling racial slurs at the child, the black children in the neighborhood for a long time now, driving very erratic around like she was going to hit him. And then the so-called black mother comes up to confront the Caucasian elderly woman, and you know what she does? She shoots her right through the door without even opening it. Don't even take her to jail. Nope. After a week and an uproar of the entire community, they finally incarcerate her. I mean, what, did they fix the door first? She shot her right through the door, and no one put her in jail. So, everybody's against everybody. Everybody's against everybody. It's one city against another, one place against another, one people against another. So this nation of people hates us, and they're against us to the core. And so what do? They try to destroy us. And that goes for all you nations. You're all fighting against each other right now, and you're taking out your own people. And one realm against another. Okay, we get it. And the time shall be when these things come to pass, when the sign shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then my son shall be declared, whom thou sawest ascending. So we know that he's going to show himself the king. And when all the people hear his voice, they shall in their own land leave the battle. They have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So all you guys are fighting against each other right now. And that lady with the Israelite woman, you never know, man. There's still the 2/3 out there. You still got the 2/3, and you're wondering why all these horrible things are happening to us, because he's going to deal with his children first. So he's going to deal with the 2/3 first. And then, after he's finished dealing with the 2/3, he's going to deal with the other nations. And you other nations, you can see your judgment coming real soon. You can see it coming real soon. So all you guys are fighting each other right now. Everybody's against everybody. It's like you got Iran, you got America fighting secret wars, you got Iran fighting secret wars, you got Russia fighting their own country because Ukraine hasn't registered for sovereignty since 1969. So you gotta understand that everything's already in place for these things to happen. And what's really great about that is that let's read verse 35. But he shall stand on top of Mount Zion. He shall take his rulership back. And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared, builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. So that's the nation of Israel. And the hill graven without hands would go into how about let's give this a try. Let's try let's just use Zephaniah. Zephaniah is a good one. I just want to stick together now. Zephaniah. Yeah, let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2, and I think it goes 1 through 3. But this is the mountain being built without hands. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you. So it's telling our people actually to gather ourselves together before that day when he shows up. And that will be the mountain that was built without hands. Spiritually, we got to come back to the truth. Let me read one more, though. Seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. And so we all know how we're going to be hid, because in the very first class in Revelation chapter 11, and I think it's verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. So it may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yahweh's anger. So how do I know that this is the day of Yahweh's anger that Zephaniah is talking about? Well, let's read it again. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up in a cloud. But there's more. And their enemies beheld them. Our enemies are going to watch us go up into the chariots and be in a safe place. Our enemies are going to see that. They're going to see the whole mountain of Israel being rescued. Salvation, deliverance. We're going to be delivered. But we've got to read the next verse, because I said that he's going to protect us first. Zephaniah chapter 2, 1 through 3 is telling us the same thing. Get ready for it. And hopefully you've done enough good works with faith, not grievously, that in that day that the Most High is also going to take and hide you. So that to be hidden in that day, in the day of his anger, is to be ascended up into the clouds. So now that we know that, let's keep, so now we're up in the clouds, we're in a safe place. We know that that's the mountain that Yahweh stands on, that Yahweh Shai stands on top of. And so let's keep reading. So we'll go back to 35 and read that again. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be shown to all men. And they all watched us as we ascended, right? It said, and they were scared too. So it will be shewed to all men, being prepared and builded, like thou sawest the hill graven without hands. That's Zephaniah 2:1, like I said. Gather yourselves together, O nation that desire. So, and this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked. And then this is like, okay, so he's telling us to get prepared. He's telling us that when we gather back together and with the like-minded people and go right into the truth, and we stay there humbly, meekly, cheerfully, right, with faith, faithfully, that hopefully that we could be one of the people that rises up. Our enemies are going to watch us rise up. We're going to be completely delivered in the day of Yahweh's anger. So Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, he's sending his son back, remember? So when his son comes back, what is he going to do? He's going to take rulership back. And the nation of Israel is the mountain. Mountains are nations. Nations are mountains in the Bible. It's just, for the people that study, they already know this. So I'm just telling you guys that are new. So anyway, so now we're safe. we're watching from a distance. Let's see what Yahweh Shai is going to do next. And this, my son, shall, this is, we're still in 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. And I did skip some stuff. Man, should I get it? Let's read, oh no, we haven't, yeah. Let's get, because I'll read it again, because I just have these old notes, and sometimes it's really good stuff. I mean, mostly, almost every single time. Is that an 8? So Isaiah, I think I have a precept for that too. I want to find out. It does. So this goes right into when our enemies behold us. So we got to get that too. So our enemies beheld us. You know that we're rising up. We know that the nation of Israel is the mountain that's built without hands. Now, verse 13, when you go back over to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 13, and the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory unto Yahweh of heaven. So, the remnant were scared. They gave glory to the Most High, but after listen to this, and they ascended up into heaven, and a cloud and their enemies beheld him. And then 13. So after we get put in a safe place, like Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1 through 3 is saying, like how Revelation chapter 11 and verse 12 is saying, that afterwards, the Most High is going to tear this place up. And that same hour, there was a great earthquake, and a 10th part of the city fell, and the earthquake there were slain 7,000 men, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to Yahweh of heaven. The 7,000 represents a number of completion, not exactly 7,000 people. And this is why right now, so let's go over to Isaiah and get a precept on the destruction. Isaiah 28 and 2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to earth with the hand. So, the Most High is coming with a mighty one, with the strong one. We know who that is. But let's go back over to let's go to Psalms real quick. Let's get another quick precept. Because this song, I was just listening to this song yesterday. It's a song from the 40s or 50s, back when reggae was called, back about, I think it was the 50s. It was ska music, though. It wasn't actual reggae music. It was called ska music or dance hall. And they made a song. And it just, what we're talking about right now, these particular scriptures, remind me of it. Psalms chapter 55, starting at verse 4. My heart is sore pained within me. The terrors of death are fallen upon me. Fearful and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. And so that's us right now before this is the great travail before the deliverance. You see what I'm saying? We're scared, we're terrified, we don't know. Anytime a so-called black man walks out the house, he don't know if he's coming back home. And that doesn't get that feeling, you never get used to that. And people don't understand that. But you can look out in the news and see that, oh, he was innocent, but we thought he was this, so we did this and that and the third, and put him away for 20 fucking years, and then find out that, oh yeah, he was innocent. Sorry, my bad. Here's $1 million. Sorry. Like that's going to fix everything. So, fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. Why? Because we're stuck right here, smack dab in the middle, and we know who our oppressor is, and we know that they hate us. And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then I would fly away, and be at rest. And I was like, wow, then here's the precept. If I had wings like a dove, for I would fly away and be at rest. Lo, then I would wander far off and remain in the wilderness. Salah. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. So he's telling you, if I had those wings, I would go straight into the chariots, into a safe place, because even and I think it's great that that's a song from the 50s, because they know what this is talking about. Yahweh's coming, and not only are we wishing that we could be out of here, but we also know the coming destruction. There's no way anybody wants to be part of this coming destruction. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Gather together before the decree. He's coming. This is no longer a warning. Well, it is still a warning, but this is what they would call a severe alert. This is a severe alert. It's a severe warning right now. You guys keep getting one every second that takes. We're closer to the end. And they're in the background doing their works of wickedness also. So now that we're in the chariots, the Most High is taking his 1/3 and 144,000 within that 1/3, and everybody else that's coming up with this. The ones that are dead in Christ, they'll rise up first. So now we're on the chariots, and we can watch from a distance. Let's see what the Most High is going to do. What Yahushua is going to do. So let's go to verse 37. Moving into something a little bit different here. And thy son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. And we all know that Yahushua is the tempest at this time, destroying everything. So they've fallen into his destruction. But let's get into some wicked inventions. Because most of the inventions are actually made by us forcefully through them. I don't know if most people know that or not. But here's a good wicked invention, an atom bomb. How about hypersonic nuclear missiles that are prophesied in the Bible, and he shall shoot arrows and they will not come back void. So these are wicked inventions. What's another wicked invention? Their laws and their policies. Almost every possible thing you can think of. Poisoning the food, poisoning the air. What do? They make this jet streams. We'll call them that just to say the wrong name purposely. And they're shooting aluminum oxide into the air. Who thought that one up? How about HARP? Let's control the weather. Who thought that one up? How about everything that the secret Babylon does usually results in someone's or a nation or a group of people. Somebody's always got to go down, and somebody's always got to suffer at some point. Like it's like we're always being sacrificed this way and that way. These are all through their wicked inventions. I mean, even our cars that we drive pump out so much exhaust and emissions that it's if we keep going, it's literally we can't breathe the air anymore. You use the electric cars, they use twice as much emissions. Not only do they need gas to pump their electricity into the car, but on top of that, you need to, the car's like a rolling radiation, just all radiation, and it gives off a different type of emission. So it's twice as bad as, so there's more wickedness. I mean, the www.com, the internet, is the World Wide Web. To have you, why is it a web? Because that's where you get trapped, in the web. And the www stands for 666, if you didn't know that. If that's not a wicked invention, I really just don't know what is. Now, knowledge shall be greatly increased. We take these wicked inventions and use them to our advantage because we have to. It's what we have for right now in this society, and this is what we're begging to be saved from. Taxes. What a wicked invention. To be able to, the way they have a dollar taxed. And all, I mean, I know that my beloved brothers at GMS know what I'm talking about. This one, you take, the girl was talking about in a short, if you take $500 and you hand it over, and you have to pay taxes on that. Now you give that $500 over to the next person, they have to pay taxes on that. That person takes $100 out of it and gives it to somebody else. Now they have to, he's paid taxes on it already. Now this person's paying taxes on that 100. So each dollar continuously charges taxes every time it's circulated. So that's why they call them debt notes, because they continuously make money off of themselves somehow. And that's wickedness. That is pure wickedness. Everything about this society, all of the methods of torture, all of your false gods, all just everything you can possibly think of, your food. The food that is in this country will be unclean to us. Because why? They put pork in everything. And that's just and believe it or not, that's just another one of their wicked inventions. They invent ways to put pork in wine. They put pork in candy. They put pork in every type of food. So when you go out to buy stuff, you have to read every ingredient just to make sure it's edible. How about sneaker foam? They use sneaker foam to make bread. These are just tip of the iceberg. You know, I'm going all over the place with it, from their wicked weapons of war to the food to the poisons. I mean, you name it. They invent carcinogens that are highly addictive, and so now you got everybody smoking cigarettes and vape pens and all this. But anyway, let's move away from the wicked inventions now. Well, I think I've said enough on that. And they shall lay before their evil thoughts and their torments wherewith, this I like, they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and shall deliver them without labor by the law, which is like unto a fire. So let me read it in this. This one really breaks this. No, I can't read in this. It's in this. I have to turn this thing on. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, Good News Translation. Got it. First try. I guess I can't use it. Just always gotta be something. Oh, there it is. I can get rid of it. Thank you. All right. Sorry, I'm just getting to it. They, you know how they give me a hard time. Yeah, they still haven't sent my car parts either. They were supposed to be here 2 days ago, so Now we're all just sitting on the front porch waiting for this FedEx guy to show up because I live 20 miles outside of town. But anyway, let's read 38 again. You know what? Let's start at we're going to start at 35 again because the Good News translation actually it has a pretty good breakdown. So, and in the King James we're right here, but he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion. So watch this. So he will take his stand on top of Mount Zion, and that's we're in 2nd Ezra chapter 13. That was verse 35, 36. And the New Jerusalem will be seen by everyone. Like I said, they'll know who the real Israelites are after this. It will be completely, fully built, just as in your dreams. Just as in your dream you saw the mount carved out, but not by human hands. The mountain is a metaphor for the nation, so you could see all the people coming back to the nation of Israel that are real Israelites. Then my son will condemn the assembled nations for their godlessness. That is what the storm meant. So he's going to come like that storm. He's going to judge everybody. He will confront them with the wicked plans they have made and also with the torments they must endure. So he's going to take all those things that they made for us, just like when they tried to get us to take the CVAC, and now we're watching people, get deleted. In Mexico this weekend, 850 people deleted the exact same way, and I'm afraid to even say how because I'm afraid that it's going to get my channel shut down. But look it up. They were all part of that V Nation. Let me just give you a hint. But so he will confront them with the wicked plans they have made, and with the torments they must also endure. Watch this. I gotta get this really quick. They will be trapped by their own snare. Geez, can't I ever just have that? Psalms chapter 35, KJV. Here it is. Psalms chapter 35 and 8. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself into that very destruction. The very destruction let him fall. So, okay, now let's get it again. 30. Now let's get 36 again in here. Not 36, but 38. He will confront them with the wicked plans they have made, and also with the torments they must endure. That is what the flame meant. So you guys understand, they're going to get caught in their own traps. And everything that they created for us is really just going to stop them up. Even their stupid hypersonic missiles. He's taking us to a safe place, and they're going to blow each other up. And then he's going to have the chariots come in and blow some things up too. And with the chariots and by the sword, fire. By fire I will plead with all flesh. Then he will easily destroy them by the means of the law. That is what the fire meant. And you know, it's funny because according to the scripture, that is the prophecy that he's coming back. That is the prophecy. That has to be fulfilled. So when he comes by that fire, the law actually condemns everybody outside of the 1/3 and the 144,000 within the 1/3 and the ones who died in Christ. I'm going to read, let's see, where am I going to go here? Let's, in my notes in 38, these nations, this is what's going on the earth today. We're going to get some precepts on what the Most High is using for torment and judgment on these nations. Remember, this is the beginning of our delivering process. So, like we said in Psalms, let's see, Psalms 107. I'm going directly by notes on this one because I want to see where I want to go next. Psalms 107, starting at verse 25. For he commandeth and raiseth the stormy wind, which lifteth up the waves thereof. They mount up to the heaven, they go down again to the depths. Their soul is melted because of trouble. So, let's go to 24. These see the works of Yahweh and his wonders in the deep. So, the Most High is the only one controlling the storms, is what it's really just saying. Because it tells you in 24, see these the works of Yahweh. And so what is he doing? He's commanding the storms. He's causing the earthquakes. He's causing the whirlwinds. Everything that's happening, it's legitimately all of these books, pulling out this book, get that book. Everything is saying that he's getting ready to deliver us. And what, did I flip the page? Is it time to flip the page? Did I finally make it to the 3rd or 4th page in this class? Let's go back to Isaiah. I think. So, we know that the Most High is in full control. We know that this is the beginning of our deliverance. And it's telling me Isaiah. So these notes are so old. Sometimes I don't know what's going to where we're going next, but I get excited because I haven't gone over these. Like I said, I haven't gone over these notes in like 5 years. But we're going to go over to, and I feel like this is going to be something that I already gone over before. But okay, let's go to Isaiah chapter 30 and 30. And the Lord shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall shew the lightning down from his arm, with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of devouring fire, with scattering and tempest and hailstones. So I mean, like, if you want to get physical with that, we have wildfires right now all over, everywhere where it's not flooding or raining. And then I've seen hailstones in the last month, they went from the size of golf balls. That was a couple years ago. Then like a year or two ago, they were the size of baseballs. Now, hailstones are dropping the size of softballs. So it's like the When the woman is going through labor, each time there's a contraction, the pain is more intense. So each time there's a contraction, the Most High makes these prophecies that he can continue as often as he would like, more intense. So, and we know the flame of devouring fire, that's not only, I mean, you've got wildfires, but the scattering and tempest and hailstones, oh man, all these things are happening. This is our deliverance. This is the great travail before we're delivered back into the kingdom. This might as well be the beginning of the crowning ceremony. Anybody that can make it through this, because the baby's head is starting to crown. But honestly, anybody that's going to make it through this, the same shall be saved. So when the Most High does these things, he's allowing his voice to be heard. So we know that he's speaking to us. So he's got to be looking down here if he's doing all this. It is not like he's going to begin to look at us. He began to look at us years ago. Now he's speaking to us. And most people can hear him loud and clear. The whole 1/3. Everybody else, you're doomed. And the only people I consider people are my people. Everybody else, I consider you doomed. So let's go to Matthew chapter 27. And let's get a precept on that. So we know that with all these storms, that we know that because of how the book is written, that he's letting his voice be heard. Now let's go to Matthew chapter 27, and we're going to start at 50. Yahushua, when he cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks did rent. And the graves were open, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose. Are you guys getting this? This is what happened when they crucified Yahushua. Let me read that again. And the graves were open, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose. They came out of their graves. So, must have been a great time, right? And came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city and appeared unto many. These are records of what happened when they crucified Yahushua and he was resurrected. Now, when the centurion and they that were with him, watching Yahushua, saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, truly, this was the Son of Yahweh. So, Bun Yahweh, this was the Son of Yahweh. And they were absolutely right. And the Most High rocked the earth. People were seeing dead people, dead family members, walking to the holy city. And like, just imagine someone you haven't seen in years. And now all of a sudden they just pop up out of the grave when you know they were dead. And now they're walking to the holy city. They did it when he was, when he gave up the ghost and the graves were opened and many bodies of the saints slept arose. Came out of the graves after his resurrection. So it wasn't just one time, so I'm trying to show you. It was twice. So when he was resurrected, they also rose up again and went into the holy city and appeared unto many. So, and then the centurion, that just means that he was the captain of 100. I think that's what centurion was, 100. I could be wrong. It could be like 1,000. I'm pretty sure it was 100. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's in the Roman army. Let's just say that. Even they knew, they feared greatly. They say it. They were saying, truly, this is the son of Yahweh. But the point is like, they understood the Most High was speaking to them. They could understand. Who wouldn't understand that after all that happened? I mean, we're not even talking about the earthquake, the veil being broken, all that stuff. All those things. And when he said that he would be able to destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, he wasn't talking about the city. He was talking about his true temple, his body being resurrected. So he conquered death. I'm gonna read one more, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for today. Let's get, I think it says Psalms 11 and 6. Psalms 11 and 6. And this goes right back into goes back into Psalms 11 and 6, goes right back in, it takes us right back to 2nd Ezra 13 and 38. So let's get it. Psalms 11 and 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, traps, and fire, and brimstone, and horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. Ooh. So the when we're getting put into a safe place, remember? But this is what he's going to give to the other nations, the Edomites. First and foremost, I mean, he's going to take them out. That's like definitely a definite. And then, of course, first and foremost, before the Edomites even, the 2/3. So it'd be the 2/3, the Edomites, and then the other nations will serve judgment for 1,000 years, and then they'll go back into their respected lands, but they will still be under the rulership of Yashar Allah, under the rulership of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach HaMalak, the King of Kings. But anyway, let's read it again. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous, Yahweh loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. And you know what? And to end it, I'm gonna reread that in the Living Bible, just so you guys can. It is a little bit easier to understand sometimes. But if they say anything wrong, like I said, I'll make sure it gets corrected instantly. So, what was it? 5 and 6 is what it was. 6. The Lord's promise is sure. He speaks no careless words. All he says is purest truth, like silver 7 times refined. Whoops, I'm supposed to be reading, is that the right one? Wait, I'm not. Where is I lost it? Where did it go? Oh, let's go back in here. We were supposed to be in it was Psalms 11. That's what it was. Okay. Found it. Sorry about that, guys. I was like, wait, that did not sound right. Okay. Psalms 11. I was in chapter 12. And I've been known to do that, read the wrong book or the wrong chapter and the right verse. So let me back it up. Let's go back into Psalms chapter 11 and get it again, and then I'll read it in this and we'll close out. Upon the wicked shall he rain snares, fire and brimstone, and horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And like I said, 2/3 Edomites and other nations are going to get that portion of the cup. The Yashar Allah and everybody that died in Christ are going into, well, I'm saying the 1/3 hopeful, the 1/3 and the 144,000 within the 1/3 are going to a safe place along with the ones who died in Christ. So, with that being said, let's go to the wicked, though. They're getting the fire, the brimstone, the horrible tempest, and that's going to be the portion of their cup. So let's read it in 6. He will rain down fire and brimstone on the wicked and scorch them with his burning wind. Doesn't that sound just like the nuclear missiles? I mean, honestly. And the burning wind is what makes me think about it, because it literally says your eyes will melt out of their holes, right?
According to web.mit.edu, this is the plague with which the Lord will strike all the nations that fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will rot while they are still standing on their feet, their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths. On that day men will be stricken by the Lord with great panic.
Imagine that. And on that day, you guys are going to be stricken with great panic. So when we ascend up into those chariots, great fear is going to fall upon you, because you know that his wrath is coming. And you just says this, he's going to scorch them with his burning wind. That burning wind is the same wind that's going to melt your eye holes out. So this deliverance is more than just us but being put in a safe place. It's like we have an infestation and we need to exterminate all of these bugs and bug outs. And that way we can be safe in our own kingdom. And with that being said, let's get a closing verse out of Revelation. Oops, 22 and you know what? Let's go right back to the basics. Let's go to the basics. Revelation 22 and 14 and 15. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So, blessed are those that can keep the commandments. And that goes to according to your knowledge to the best of your ability. So the more you learn, the more you should know what to do. With that being said, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, I really hope that spiritually you were able to get something out of this message. Shalom.